What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. So today we're covering the top 10 cards from Vivid Voltage that we know of, or that we've seen so far in competitive play. I wanted to wait on the video. I usually don't like making top 10 videos unless we have like some kind of data or something, or at least have something. I'm always not a fan of like, oh, top 10 videos of what's to come, because you really don't know. The cool thing about this format now is like it's a very online tournament. Like we have so many online tournaments, so we already know what some of the good cards are. Even though this set just came out on Friday, we've already seen some performances with a lot of these decks. So we're going to cover the top 10 cards, at least in my eyes. Now, of course, there is some more that you can always cover in this. One thing I didn't include is energies. There's a bunch of different energies that are in Vivid Voltage. There's the aromatic one, who makes it where grass Pokemon can't be affected by special conditions. There's the coding energy, which makes where metal Pokemon have no weakness, or steel Pokemon have no weakness. There is the stone energy, where fighting Pokemon take 20 less damage. And wash energy makes it where prevent all effects of attacks done to your water Pokemon. So this is all kind of like, you know, depending on the deck, and they're all pretty good in their own way. Especially, I don't know if the coding energy seems pretty nice if you are a fan of the steel decks. That fire weakness is pretty nice. The aromatic energy is like pretty cool, because now you have way against like Raichu and Raichu that we've seen. But so we didn't count any of the energies. But here are the other 10 cards. No secret. I don't even know what order like to put them in. I like in my eyes, like Orbital, of course, is going to be like number 1 for sure. Then after that, you could probably say like Whimsicott, I would think. Then maybe Jirachi. Then like Colossal, VMAX, and then I don't know. After that, it gets kind of like gray. So I really don't have like a top 10 of like the order. We'll go over order. We'll go over the cards, and maybe I'll have an order here in a second, and we'll go over the significance of each one of these cards. So the first one is going to be Snorlax. Snorlax has that Gourmet, and that's like going to be it. That's the reason why this card is in here. It has the Tropical Beach effect. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, you may draw. You have 7 cards in your hand. If you use this ability, your turn ends. And Beach has been used forever, and we finally have like kind of a pseudo replacement. Also, you have a way to play like mill decks in standard. You can Gourmetize after you like use these supporter cards that really don't have effects, right? Like, or they have effects, but they don't have drawing potential. Like, you play I don't know, any of the disruption cards. I don't know which ones. Bella Bryson Man or something, and then now you can like Snorlax and draw cards or something. I don't know. Anything that's like disruptive, you can like a boss order and then like Gourmetize or something. Yell Grunt. There's so many different things you could do, and then you can Gourmetize to draw cards, and I think that's where this card's gonna come in like really strong play. Also, just setting up decks is really cool. Like turn 1, if you get a Snorlax to the active and Gourmetize, you're looking good. If you don't have access to Tropical Beach, I mean Tropical Beach is like, I don't even know. It's probably like $1 million card now, thanks to all like the scalpers out there buying Pokemon cards up now. But I don't know. It's really good. It has this really neat ability that we had never had before. And I think it's a really cool thing that if you don't have Beach, you at least have Snorlax. And yeah, it does give a price card, but you could search for it better, I feel like. Just because you can like in expanded, you can Ultra Ball, you can Quick Ball for it. I guess in standard, you can communication, you can Quick Ball for it. So you have a bunch more outs to find Snorlax, and you can just like draw into it. And you can even start with it, which is pretty cool. And there's like no limitation saying you can't start with Snorlax, where there is some limitation saying you can't put Tropical Beach out. So I think that's where Snorlax is like really strong. Body Slam is terrible attack, 100, and you can paralyze her 4 energies. That's terrible. We're definitely just uses it for the ability. So that's why Snorlax is in here. Next up is going to be Colossal VMAX. Now, I remember when this card came out, everybody was like super hype and like, oh my goodness, Colossal VMAX, blah, blah, blah. I was like, seems okay. 40, discard top card of your deck. If that card is an energy card, this card does 90 more damage, and attach that card to this Pokemon. So you're doing like 130, 260 to like a fighting weak Pokemon. But that's it. If you don't play against like a fighting weak deck, then like what are you really doing, right? It doesn't seem that good. G-Max Boulder for 4 energies only does 240. Like, that seems bad. I've seen, like, this card get wrecked by Pika still. Like, the paralyzation, it just hurts Colossal as well. Like, if this is on the list, this is, like, deeper down. Like, this is, like, 8, 9, or 10. This is, like, pretty far down there. Um, it's pretty cool because, like, kind of self-power itself. You only need one energy. And, of course, you can stack the deck with, like, Oranguru and, like, Rotom Phone and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm on the fence about Colossal VMAX. I saw it and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, I guess, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem that good to me. Like, you only do 130. I don't understand it. I guess, like, if max pushing was a thing, then that'd be really cool. Can you imagine, like, just, like, max pushing your Colossal every turn and then, like, you just Eruption shot back 130? I guess if you do expect a heavy Pika deck or a heavy Eternatus field, you go play this. Even then, you're not one-shotting a Eternatus. I guess you're playing Fighting Dojo. Are you doing enough? I don't know. Figure out the math. I don't know. But Strong Energy and, like, Regirock and stuff like that, that's pretty cute. Deontay can make the card really strong and expanded. But then we're talking about a whole different ball game. And I guess an expanded is probably still good, but I think expanded, uh, yeah, you could probably play an expanded. That's fine. But a standard, I don't know. I saw it do somewhat decent in the tournament just now, like just recently. But even then, it didn't win, and I think it lost to ADP. And I think that's where you're gonna struggle with. I think you're gonna struggle with ADP. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it does have a good ADP matchup. If I'm wrong, let me know. Try to convince me otherwise. But Colossal is like lower down on my list. Next up is going to be Charizard. Now, Charizard is really cool. It has this battle sensibility. Once during your turn, you look at top 3 cards of your deck, put one in your hand, discard the other cards. Like, the repercussion is you are discarding 2 of the cards, you know, but you get this, like, synergy of, like, setting up Charizard. You can play, like, a ton of Fire Energy or, like, a bunch of, like, cards to help set up. And once Charizard is set up, you can kind of just, like, throw those cards away that you don't need anymore, right? Royal Blaze does 100, and this attack does 50 more damage for each Leon card in your discard pile. So, like, if you have 4 Leons, you do, obviously, 300 damage, and then if you play a Leon, you do 330, which does one-shot a bunch of things. But then you have to play, like, Eldegoss or Mewtwo to get back those energies. But Mewtwo seems pretty cool. I don't know. Charizard is also lower down on the list. I like it that it's just a 2-energy attacker. Like, you can just easily just power up this Charizard. And you just, like, start rollerblades. And especially, I mean, you always see me talking about expanded life because it's always in the back of my head. But, like, you can Via Seeker for Leon and expanded, which is pretty nice. And play, like, Burning Energy, so your energies always get reattached for some reason. They get well, you're not discarding those. I guess it doesn't really matter. And you have X's like Blacksmith and Welder and expanded. So I don't know. This thing is pretty cool. I think the battle sensibility is just it just helps it out. I wish it was like look at top 3, put one in your hand, shuffle the other 2 back to your deck, or put the other 2 on bottom of your deck. I think that's what's keeping it from like being like higher up on the tier list. Right now it's pretty far down there. I mean it's cool. Like it's the first Charizard like stage 2 we have. You always have the Reshiram and Reshizard. That's like on its own. But the stage 2 Charizard, we really haven't seen any of those before. So I think that's where this Charizard is really cool. Is because you actually have this potential to have a stage 2 Charizard actually do somewhat well. But well is very, very far and you know, 170, once again, ADP just comes in there and takes 2 prize cards off your Charizard, and you're not guaranteed a knockout on the ADP until like later on the game. And turn 2, ADP can one-shot your Charizard. It's like, if they go turn 1, get the GX tack off, turn 2, and they swing it to like a Charmeleon, then you're in trouble and you start losing. So Charizard did have a lot of hype. I think the hype is dying down. I think eventually someone will crack Charizard somehow and figure out like the code for it. But I don't know. It's definitely the bottom of the tier near Colossal, as in like top 10 of my list. I just like it because, like I said, stage 2 Charizard that actually has potential to do well. So yeah, next up is Orbital. I can't say enough about Orbital. How much I love Orbital. I keep like playing it just like for fun. That Eerie Beam put one damage count on each of your opponent's Pokemon. It's like so broken, and I've been having a lot of fun. And then also the attack by itself was really good. 50 and then 50 more damage for each energy attached to your opponent's active. I didn't realize how busted this attack was until I started playing with it, like in on Main Deck Monday. If you haven't watched that, go watch it. It's pretty gnarly. Like you do 150 for two energies and you spread everywhere. Like it's like so good. It's so dumb. It's so good. And then he has 310 HP. And then you can play like Weakness Guard. Of course, I think you do struggle. And we saw this last night. I think it was last night, maybe 2 nights ago. I can't remember. My nights are everywhere now. But I saw it get like wrecked by Scorch because Scorch is playing on like Scoop Up Net, Giratina. And Giratina just discards the weakness, and then you're like, oh crap. Orbital about to get smacked, and then that's what happened. Orbital got smacked. But I definitely think Orbital's like number one, number two slot in my eyes for Vivid Voltage. Now, this is top 10 cards for Vivid Voltage, and like it's not the best overall. Like, obviously, Orbital is definitely not like tier 1. It's definitely like tier 2. It might be tier 1. I don't know. It's not gonna. It's probably like ADP Eternatus Pika worthy, right? I think it's definitely. I think it could belong in the big three, right? I don't know. I just the more I play it, like the better it gets. I'm like, and if people start playing this guy more, and you're like, okay, cool. I'm just gonna play Orbital even more. I'm just gonna play the better VMAX of Vivid Voltage. It's so weird. So I don't know. Yeah, I just like this a lot. G-Max Wave is a really good attack, and then Eerie Beam. Just be able to spread the damage. It's a lot of fun. Especially when you like switch, and then Bird Keeper, and then you retreat, and you're spreading 3 everywhere, and then you smack somebody for 150 or something, or 200, because they have 4 energies on. And you're like, okay, Pika, get in there, bro. So, yeah, check out, if you haven't checked out Orbital, go check out Monday's video. It's busted. It's good. Next up, Pikachu VMAX. Look at this guy. Oh, chunky boy. 310. G-Max Volt Tackle, 120. You may discard energy from this Pokemon. If you do, this deck does 150 more damage. Now, reckon you do have to discard 3 energies to power up this guy. Right. And you're doing 270, but I don't know. I don't want to give anything away. Just Thursday's video is a lot of fun. I hate playing stuff ahead of time because then when I record the videos later on for certain decks, I know the potential, and like this is like so good and expanded, which is weird to say. But even within, you have like Flash Energy and Standard. You have Tapu Koko. Also, Pikachu V is like really good to like get itself set up. It's not part of the top 10 list just because it's just a V. But Charge, search your deck for 2 lightning energies attached to it in your Pokemon. Then shuffle your deck. That's pretty cool. And then at Standard, you could play. Where's that one card at? You could play Memory Capsule, so you can use Pikachu's previous evolution and actually use Charge to power up another Pika in Standard. So Pika kind of like self generates itself. So if like turn 1, you attach, whatever, pass. Turn 2, then whatever, your opponent does whatever. And then turn 2, you go like attach Tapu Koko. You attack, you take a knockout or something, discard all your energies. The next turn, you can like attach to the bench that you just got, and then you use Pikachu V's attack to power yourself up. And then by turn 4, you can attack twice, and you have 2 Pikachu VMAXs set up ready to go. I know that math seems kind of weird, but it's definitely something you could do if you do go first. I think that's something really neat with this deck you could potentially pull off. So, tired. Check out Pikachu V in Standard. I haven't played it yet, obviously, but it seems pretty nifty. Like I said, the more I think about it, you get turn 1, Pikachu V attach, turn 2, Coco attach, and you put the Coco to the other Pikachu. Then you take a knockout with the active. Then the next turn, your Pikachu takes a hit. If you can stand 2 hits because you are a 310 HP Pokemon, then you use Pikachu's regular attack with the whatever the heck that was called in trainers, the memory capsule. You can memory capsule the regular Pikachu, get 2 energy, attach him to this Pokemon, and at the same time you attach on the bench, and that's 3. That's like, yeah, by turn 4 you can attack. You know, you have 3 attackers ready, and I've already attacked once. I know that seems kind of weird to say, but it makes sense in my head. So if this guy can survive 2 turns, it could have the potential. This is like in the middle. I'm rating Pikachu higher than Colossal and Charizard, just to let you know my top 10 list. So yeah, that's what Pikachu is. It's just really good. I think it's good. I think it's underrated right now, and we'll definitely see more decks play it, especially in expanded. Like, it's dirty. Pikachu's dirty. Anyways, next up, A/V. We know what this is in here for. Sonic Edge 130. This attacks damage and affected by any effects on your opponent attacked Pokemon. It's good. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let's turn off filters real quick. If you don't know what I'm talking about, real quick. If you don't know, prevent all damage done by V and GX Pokemon. Well, A/V says, hey, I don't care about your effects. I'm gonna do 130. And since I'm buff by ADP, I do 160. Well, we lose connection, and then we don't know what even happens. And really, the server's offline right now in the middle of my recording video. Really, they're really offline, or is my internet working? Hold on now. Hold on 1 second. Just kidding. My internet's not working. I don't know what's happening in my life. No internet right now. Great. Connected. Is it going to save my top 10 list? Oh, everything's connecting again. Let's see if this works. Welcome to the jungle. Well, that just ruined everything. Oh, beautiful. We're back. Anyways, A/Slash says, hey, Decidueye, get out of here. We're Sonic Edging. We're taking knockouts. We don't care about Decidueye. And, yeah, that's why A/Slash is in here. It's really good. I think this is definitely, like, 3rd or 4th best card in the set. It gives you outs to Decidueye. It gives you outs to Obstagoon. We actually have a new Obstagoon. Since all base Pokemon can't hurt it, but then it doesn't matter because you're A/V, you're Sonic Edge, you're just gonna one-shot it. 160, you're swinging for 160 with ADP buff. Looks pretty good. So next up is gonna be Jirachi. It's a card we haven't talked about at all. Well, we haven't talked about a lot of these on the channel yet. But Jirachi has it's amazing start, first of all. It's amazing. It's so amazing. So it has 2 things going for it. Its ability is really good. Once during your turn, this Pokemon is your active spot. You can look at top 2 cards of your deck, put one in your hand, put the other back on top of your deck. So you're thinking, okay, well, that's great. Jirachi looks at top 5, and you get to pick one. But this one, you look at top 2. The thing is, you get to put any card in your hand. Not, you know, you're not limited, right? So if you need energy, grab an energy. If you need a supporter card, grab a supporter card. I think that's where the dreamy revelation kind of comes from, is you can use it for anything. And I think later on as well, this card is definitely a replacement with the other Jirachi does rotate out, which I imagine will come up at the end of the season. Even if we don't even play Pokemon in real life, I imagine the other Jirachi will get rotated, and this will be the Jirachi people will be playing. So if you haven't picked them up yet, go pick them up now. Or maybe wait, and then pick them up while, like, nobody's really playing Pokemon. And they're going to get more expensive later on down the line. And this could have as good as this. Also, Amazing Star. Search deck for 7 basic energy cards. And attach them any way you like. Then shuffle your deck. We haven't showcased this deck yet. I think it'll probably be, like, Tuesday's video or something. It's like a super rogue deck. You just like use all these different amazing star Pokemon. Like you use Rayquaza. I forget what else they are. Let's see if we can try to pick up some real quick. Let's see if we can go here. Let's go with Vivid Voltage. I'll showcase a couple of them off real quick. But all these amazing star Pokemon. Oh my goodness, Celebi has one, and I need a Celebi in my life, and I need like 4 of these. I need a Celebi. This set's probably the best set ever because it has Celebi and Shaman. Unfortunately, they're both pretty lackluster. But the rogue deck that we're going to cover has like all these different amazing star Pokemon. And of course, now that I'm scrolling, I'm not going to be able to find any on top of my head, even though I know they exist because we've been playing the deck. There's Jirachi. Okay, we don't care about Jirachi at all. Okay, now I'm not going to be able to find any of them because that's my life. Here's 2. There's Reiki, which 120. This act does 120 to your opponent's bench Pokemon. It's amazing. Burst does discard all basic energy from this Pokemon. This attack does 80 damage for each type of basic energy you discarded in this way. So if you discard 3, 8, 16, 24. So you're doing good. I think there's more as well. Don't quote me on that. There is more. I know for sure. There's a Shaman set as well, but Shaman is terrible. Like, why would you do this to Shaman? You like just ban Shaman and then now you're gonna create a terrible one. Thanks, Pokemon. Oh, there's another Shaman in my collection. But yeah, there's more of those amazing star Pokemon. We'll definitely go over those in the future. But search your deck for 7 basic energies and attachment Pokemon you like. This is really, really good. I can't stress enough how good this card is. And of course, you can use like Turbo Patch and stuff like that to power this guy up. It does seem like a lot because you need a fighting Psychic and Steel, but remember that Rayquaza, stupid good because you can attach different type of energies and start one-shotting people pretty easily. It's not easy because you do have to flip some coins to get kind of lucky. Right, you're looking at like attach, next turn attach, flip a coin, help to hit heads, and if not, you have to flip a coin again, and you have to find those energies as well. So it's a little, Jirachi, the ability is good. Don't count the attack off, but like count the card off because of attack. But the ability is like really, really good. I'm seeing people start playing Jirachi in their decks because of Dream Revelation. I'm just letting you know that. Next up is going to be Whimsicott. This is a card I did not even expect to be good at all, but Azul is proving us all wrong. All right, wrong. Flying Fury does 10, and then before doing damage, you may discard any number of Pokemon tools from your Pokemon. This attack does 40 damage for each card you discarded in this way. Now, of course, you only have, 6 on the field, right? Yeah. 5, 6, so max you can do is 250, right? Which doesn't seem that very good. But when you get discard U-turn boards every single time, which is 4 U-turn boards, you're guaranteed 210, and those cards get returned back into you. Now, of course, those cards could get marnied and stamped and whatever, but there's a gradient in this set that lets you search for it. You can play other cards as well. I want to test out Whimsicott. I want to test out Sunshino to discard a card and draw some cards to thin your deck down. So if you do get stamped, you at least have more outs to draw better cards. And I think that'd be somewhat interesting to do. But yeah, it's been doing pretty well on Azul's side of things. Flying Fury has been pretty good. Also, in Expanded, there is a Sigilyph that you can pair this guy with, and then it seems pretty good. Yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good. There's also a Garbodor in this set as well that you can partner with. And there's a different couple of things you can do with Whimsicott, which is pretty interesting. Also, I don't have a Gradient on here because Gradient it doesn't have to be in the deck. Garbodor doesn't have to be in the deck, but Whimsicott by itself is a pretty good card. Just people to discard 2 cards and you're doing 250 for 1 energy, and then they attack you. Well, you have a horror energy, so they're gonna take 20 damage. So seems pretty good. It's proven itself pretty good. Whimsicott's probably number 2, number 3 on this top 10 list. I'm just saying, if you haven't seen Whimsicott, we're definitely going to cover this deck. We'll probably cover Whimsicott Monday and then Amazing Star Tuesday, if I'm going to be honest. Next up is Leon. Now, Leon, of course, partners with Charizard. We already talked about this before. During this turn, your Pokemon attacks do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. 4 applying weakness and resistance. But outside of Charizard, I think that this card is like really, really strong. Doing additional 30 damage is going to be like, it's going to matter more than you think it is. I think there's going to be a situation where 30 damage is like, okay, if I could somehow Whimsicott for 30 damage, would this be relevant? And you go, yes. You go, okay, bet Leon's going to the deck, right? I think that's something really cool. And the same thing with like Mewtwo. You play Mewtwo in your deck, and you're like, okay, is there a situation where 30 damage really matters? And you go, yes. You go, okay, bet. Now, Kikui was played, but Kikui did let you draw cards, but this is an additional 10 damage. So I think that's going to put this card over Kikui. I think Kikui, and expanded, of course, it becomes a preference, right? The cool thing about this with Charizard, we've kind of talked about this before, is you get Charizard plus Leon. So, apologize. You can actually see, like, a card, you can actually have, like, some drawing power with Charizard. And you can do this multiple times with the Charizards. So, I don't know. I think Leon is a really, really good card. It's definitely lower in the top 10 list. I think this might be higher than Colossal. I don't know. I don't know. Leon's definitely up there as a really, really good card, and I like it a lot. That 30 plus damage is gonna like be so sneaky, and it's just gonna get people. And you're like, okay, he got me, and I think that's where Leon's gonna shine, and I'm excited to see. I've already saw it this weekend where like somebody was like, I think it was a tournament on Saturday, like a Pika player played it to one shot a Mewtwo or something, and it was like, okay, yeah. Or was it Mewtwo or was it ADP? I think it might have been ADP, like a Raichu, like one shot at ADP or something like that. I can't remember the significance of it, but it was pretty cool. They're like, okay, I play my one of Leon now, and I knock you out, and it like secured in the game, and they won. It was pretty cool to see, and I was like, man, that Leon seems busted. So, like I said, it's cool that we've already had tournaments with this, so we can like, we can already kind of see these numbers. And last, there's going to be Telescopic Sight. The attacks of this Pokemon's cards attached to do 30 more damage to your opponent's bench, V, and GX. So, you're going to be able to snipe people for additional 30. Now, this is a very, 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 like, this is probably number 10 on the list. Just because it's so situational. We know this is going to Cramorant, right? We know Cram is getting this. Cram is getting Telescopic Sight. It's going to be destroying some stuff. Let's pull up the Cram if you don't know what I'm talking about, just in case. Not that guy. Not this Cramorant. Not this Cramorant. This Cramorant does 160, right? But you could one-shot Crobat Vs, but now with Telescopic Sight, you can do 190 and one-shot Crobat Vs. I think that by itself could play some cute things. Also, it expanded. It probably does some things as well. Any kind of sniping deck that does, it snipes the bench. This card's going to be somewhat significant because Vs and GXs are everywhere now, and I think that's a really, really cool card. Like I said, it's number 10. I definitely think it's number 10. And being able to snipe for 30, it seems really, really good. We already talked about how busted Leon was, like, due to additional 30, but now you get this. Man, what if Leon somehow stacked with this, right? This is bench and this is active, so it's not going to stack. So, yeah, there's a top 10 list. What's your top 10 list? Of course, there's probably some cards I missed. This is my list, not yours. I don't care how you feel. I know some people probably love Colossal, and I'm hating on it too hard. So let's see if we can go here. Let's see if we can make a top 10. Ready? 1 for sure. 2 for Jirachi. 3 for Whimsicott because it's its own deck. 4 for Aegislash. No, maybe 4th is Snorlax. Let's see. Orbital's number 1. Right, I'm going to go Orbital's number 1 for sure. Snorlax. I think 2, 3, 4 is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think these are the 5, right? Orbital, Snorlax, Aegislash, Jirachi, Whimsicott are the top 5. In the bottom, like the 10th place is Telescopic Sight. I think 9th is Charizard. 8 is Colossal, 7 is Leon, 6 is Pikachu. You can probably switch Pikachu and Leon. I'm fine with that if you want to do that. And then from there, we'll do Aegis Slash. Yeah, we'll do Aegis Slash because it's just in one deck, right? You're just playing this in ADP. It's a pretty big buff for ADP. This by itself is going to like scare Decidueye as off-screen players. I'm just let you know. Then after that, I don't know, maybe Jirachi, because you're only going to use it in some decks right now. Later on, it will make a bigger significance. Snorlax, because it's very situational. Whimsicott's his own deck, and Orbital's his own deck. So I think that's fair. I think that's what I'm going to go with. You understand the list? Did you get that list now? Did you get it? It goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, seems good. I don't know. There's my top 10 list of Vivid Voltage. Of course, there's probably stuff I missed that you'd like, but I think this is my top 10 list. The interchangeable cards is definitely like Charizard, Leon, Telescopic, and Colossal. If you convince me on those, just let me know. Everything else, I'm pretty set on. These 4 are definitely interchangeable. I can probably change these 4 out. Colossal is definitely sticking a little bit more than, than what I think in my head. These 3 are definitely more interchangeable, but more I think about it, Leon seems pretty good. Just because, like, standard and expanded. Anyway, guys, there's my top 10 list. I could talk more and more about it. Going on forever. But let me know what you think of the video. Did it help you at all? Did it clear anything up by top 10? Did you get to enjoy my internet that I've been having over the past couple days? Fun times. Alright, guys, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow for Expanded Thursday, where obviously we're going to see Pikachu VMAX make an appearance. Alrighty, bye.